Hey y'all.
Hey.
Welcome to our August garden tour with Homesteaders of America.
Yes.
Yay. So everything has kind of gotten wild and crazy in the garden.
Yeah, we spent most of the day trying to clean up because we have not had a chance to get back down here. We've been meaning to and needing to, but
It's been busy.
I think having the video motivated us to get down here on our anniversary.
Yes, today is our 18th anniversary. Yes. It's Sunday, August the 9th. So by the time you see this, our anniversary will have been yesterday. But that's okay. So we actually enjoyed our day. We've been working on tomato trellising. We'll show you those in a minute, but our
tell you what works and what doesn't.
Basically, mostly what doesn't.
Yeah.
Our trellises kind of collapsed. So yeah. But anyway, since you were here last time, we have lots of cabbage plants put in, and I'm not sure, there's a little over around 100 of them maybe. I don't know if
there was 150, and I think the heat is getting them. I've got a shade cloth. One of our viewers sent us shade cloth.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. But I need to get it on here.
Get it on here. Also, our watermelons are growing over into our cabbages, which is kind of not good. But anyway, so these they're getting eaten a little bit and they need shade, so we are going to get that, our row cover. It's not a shade cloth, it's a white row cover, but it will shade them.
Yeah.
It will help. So anyway, we're going to go, let me show you my melons first. So my crazy melon patch down here is crazy, and it's looking really good, and I have little baby Kajari melons. I'm so excited. I have a couple of them. There's one in there.
They're very pretty, aren't
they? They are. Super excited about those. There's something growing over there. Another maybe cantaloupe melon.
So this is our second planting of corn. We'll show you the first one on the other end of the garden.
It looks really good.
This is where our radishes were. And
corn outgrew me.
Yes, way.
Easy task.
So, but anyway, these green beans, these are our Antigua beans. We've got 3 pickings off of them. We've canned 120 quarts off of this patch of green beans.
120 that we've just canned, and then the kids picked a small picking the other day, and they got 3 quarts, and they did refrigerator dilly beans, so they pickled them. So he doesn't like them. Not my favorite. I like them. Kids like them.
That's good.
So, these are really
they're doing
really prolific.
They're tough. I mean, the Mexican bean beetles are getting them a little bit now, so I came through a while ago and de-eat them, and but they're making more blooms. I mean, lots of blooms. So I'm trying to get a 4th picking off of them. Like, it looks like there's going to be another big picking if they can.
They're not dying all the way yet.
No, if they can get through this attack of beetles, then I think we'll get another good picking off of them.
I would be really interested to see how they do when they haven't flooded, because we had that crazy flood that everything was underwater, and not all of the beans, but a lot of them were. So
yeah, most of these were underwater.
Yeah,
actually, all of these beans were. This end of all the beans were underwater.
Yeah.
So.
But they've done really well, so that's really exciting. And you can see there's a lot of weeds in them too. But you know,
it's hard to weed between the beans, especially the way we planted them. So let's go this way.
Go this way.
Oh, and I did see one of your cucumber plants you planted the other day are coming up.
All right.
Yes.
So we have this trellis, which of course the corn is shading it, which
probably isn't good.
Great, but it is what it is. We didn't have corn here when we put this in. I think we planted around the same time. Those cucumbers down there, Derek planted the same day I did a whole side here, and only like 3 of mine grew. Then I came back through and replanted, and like 1 came up. So I'm not sure about that, but you can come around here. Trying to train them up the trellis.
These cucumbers are doing way better than the first planting. It kind of makes me think we maybe put the others in the ground too soon or something, or maybe overcrowded them. I don't know, but I de-eat them as well, just because I had about enough DE left to do it. And that was it. So
they're getting a little eaten, so
yeah,
they
were.
needed it.
But these are growing much taller and making more blooms than the first batch.
Yeah, we've struggled a little bit with inconsistent watering, because we went from having drought conditions where we didn't have any rain for several weeks to then we'll go a few days with no rain, and then it will just rain heavy like crazy. So what we have down here is baby beans, because you know, we've already canned 1 million quarts, so what's
we need more.
We did a 1/4 pound about.
Yeah, it's a 1/4 pound.
And these are, what are they?
Provider?
Contender or Provider, I can't remember.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I can't remember either.
We got them from Seeds for Generations.
Yes.
We have 2 rows. We wanted to get more to can because...
Had excellent germination.
You know, 120 jars sounds like a lot, 120 quarts, but we eat 2 quarts at a time, so it's only 60 meals. So that's just over once a week.
Yeah, and we eat green beans. We like green beans.
They're a staple. We like them, so we really want to get more than
Lots of them.
We have a little patch of our sweet potatoes here. These were, if you've been following us and watching, early in the year we bought sweet potato slips from the store, and they all died, like right away. But there were a few stragglers that made it. So
somehow survived.
Somehow survived. The store didn't take them back. They just gave us new ones. And so we stuck the few stragglers here, and they live. They're doing right.
Potatoes,
so we'll see.
And then
our squash has struggled. I mean, most of them have died out. We've had enough for fresh eating, which is, we don't really preserve squash, so it's been fine. We've enjoyed them. Our okra is finally
really good, yeah.
taken off. You can see.
It needs to be picked now.
Yeah, they need to be picked. We've been picking them, and we've just been sauteing a lot of them and then pickling some because we like pickled okra. So I want to try to freeze some. I think we're going to start getting plenty, so I can just start freezing it. I'm just going to chop it up and then freeze it. So
here, here.
I almost smooshed it.
Yeah.
There's one.
Well, never mind. They killed it. They didn't know that there was stuff here, so they raked it all out. Anyway, wow. We had the kids weeding, so it probably wouldn't have made it anyway. They were really leggy. So what happened? We bought rutabaga seeds. Our neighbor had us try rutabaga, and we really liked it, and we think we could even do some cool recipes with it. Couldn't find rutabaga seeds. Found some on Etsy. Ordered them. It took like 3 weeks. They came. I had forgotten. I was like, "What is this?"
And I got an envelope in the mail, and I was like, "What is this?" And I opened it, and it was seeds. And
even when we saw the seeds, we were confused at first. But anyway, so we got them, and they're tiny little seeds. So I saw on a YouTube channel,
Roots and Refuge.
Roots and Refuge, yes. Jess over there, when she plants carrot seeds, she puts them in the ground and lays a 2x4 over them to keep the rain from washing them out. I thought, ingenious. That's what I'll do. Rutabagas aren't supposed to germinate for 5 to 10 days or something. So we pulled these boards at 3 days, and they were this tall.
They were already leggy.
And super leggy. So they're not really, I don't know if you can see, Jack. They're probably a lost cause. I don't think those little dudes are going to make it. So
there's always next year.
I still have time if I could just get more rutabaga seeds.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we get some rutabaga
seeds.
Yeah,
we'll search for rutabaga seeds again. Because I really like them. So anyway.
Kind of sad.
Yeah, it was sad. And then the kids raked what probably wouldn't have done any good anyway. Yeah. So this is okra.
We're going to have to go around that way because our sunflowers are taking over that side.
The sunflowers will be gone for the next video. Yeah. They're getting to the point they're falling over and dying out, so we're going to chop them down.
Alright, so these are our first cucumbers we planted, and they have not been super prolific like we were hoping, and you can see that they are just like dying out. We've had a lot of funky fruits off of them. I mean, we still pick them and use them, but they're not great. I think it's, again, the inconsistent watering, and we started them earlier, so we're hoping that the other...
Yeah, the others have already outgrown these, so...
Yeah, they're really rough. We've only... I think we've done maybe 12 or so quarts of pickles. Yeah. Now, the kids have eaten several fresh, but maybe only like a quart worth of fresh. So, yeah, they're a little sad. We were really hoping to get lots and lots of pickles for the year, not just a handful, but...
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yep.
And then back here, these are the ground cherries, and they have gone crazy. We have some here and there, and they fall off. They're in little husks. They fall off, and you can see down here there's just a ton on the ground. The kids need to come through and pick them all up. The kids need to come through and pick them all up because sometimes they get bugs in them, so they're no good. So they'll just have to like...
I had one earlier, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, they're good. What we need to do is just pick them all up and get them in a basket and then check them all, and then husk whatever's good and toss whatever's not.
Yep. So we've got more ground cherries.
Peppers. There's a few peppers here.
Yep.
Not sure what they are.
That's Josiah's Chinese five color.
He's so excited because it has a bloom.
Oh wow, yep.
It's shot up, it's getting there. It's a really slow growing pepper. It takes a really long time to germinate, and then when it does, it just is like super slow. Our peppers are kind of falling down.
Yeah, we gotta tie those up too.
So the mini blinds, we cut up mini blinds and used Sharpies to make plant markers, and it was a great idea, except for then all of the ink washed off, so we don't know what anything is.
Yeah.
So we're guessing at peppers. Most of them we can tell by the time we taste them and look at them, but
not all of
oh
them.
well. And as far as tomatoes go, I mean, we can tell some of them apart because they're heirloom. That's good, and it doesn't matter because we're using them to just eat or put them in sauce, so it's not a big deal. But
this is by far the biggest our pepper plants have ever done.
Huge.
I mean, look at these. I'm 6'2", so I don't know. I don't know if it's normal. Yeah, you're 5 foot and 3/4 of an inch. So yeah, they're 4 foot tall.
Yep.
So by far, I mean, our peppers I think have ever only gotten like maybe this tall.
Yeah, about like this probably.
Yeah, this is more normal for our pepper plants.
Yeah, they look great.
Yeah,
and
they're really cranking it.
With the chilies, and we did some, we think serranos. We're not 100% positive that they're serranos, but we think they are. We've been just, we've been taking them and I'll put them in the oven, kind of roast them to blister the skin and peel the skin off, and then we just chop them and we're canning them. We're not, we'll
pickling them.
We'll pickle jalapenos and banana peppers, but with the chilies and the serranos, we're just chopping them up and putting them in water and pressure canning them.
So good.
They're
and
really
burrito
good
mix.
burritos.
Oh man, they're so good.
We need a lot because we use a pint of them at a time because we make so much at a time. So, but they're really good, and I think we have 1 jar left, so I need to pick and.
We gotta get picking because there's some.
Yep, we
that
have
are ready.
a few that are ready.
Yep. There's one right there. There's one right there.
Yep, lots of them. So anyway, we have so our tomatoes. We're literally almost every single one of them, and there's like 160 something plants. They were all on the ground. Just these had broken.
These didn't.
The strings had broken that were holding them up.
We used sisal string to tie them.
Like a twine-ish type.
Like a twine, and I guess the weather just deteriorated it, and the weight of the tomatoes, like the bamboo, the horizontal pieces just dropped to the ground.
It was bad.
So it was a mess. It was terrible.
We probably spent like 3 hours or more.
Yeah, I would say.
We were out here for like 3 hours. Just first we fixed all of these courts. We really need another one up higher on this row. Every other row has a higher one. And then after that we came through, and every plant we've zip tied. The like colored surveyor's tape I tried was awful. It stretched, didn't work. And then I tied them with like the sisal twine string, and it didn't work great either.
No,
they fell. So
we're trying the zip ties. I know they're not going to break, and they're cheap. Like at Harbor Freight, you can get 100 of them for $2.
Yeah.
We used the bigger ones. They were like 100, 18-inch, I think, for $9. And they're so fast, and they're they're tough. They're strong. Our
tomatoes were in crisis, and we had to do something. So this worked, and you can see they're pretty loaded. We have today is the first sizable harvest that we've got. Today,
we got over a 5-gallon bucket today.
Yeah, we've been getting just a handful at a time. In fact, I was trying to save them until we had enough to make a batch, because I've actually been coming through and picking them as soon as they blush or turn color, because we're getting such heavy downpours that I was having a really big problem with them splitting. So they were splitting before I could use them. So I ended up freezing, just taking them once they were ripened, I'm putting them in bags and just freezing them until I get enough, because when you thaw them, I could put them straight through the food mill.
Yeah.
And the ones that aren't frozen, I can cook for a few minutes to soften. I'll do a food mill on my KitchenAid, and then we'll just sauce everything.
So we got what, 7 rows of tomatoes?
7 rows of tomatoes, and they look so much better than they did. These are mostly saucing right here.
We missed a limb.
Oh, we missed. It's the low limb.
We'll tuck it in there anyway.
And then we got some. These little cherry tomatoes are blue goldberries from Wild Boar Farms. I bought them from Baker Creek a couple of years ago. I got the seeds, and they germinate really well. Like, I think all of them germinated, and they are really good little tomatoes.
They're
super cute.
Loaded. I mean,
I love that they turn purple and yellow. And
they're good too.
Pretty tomatoes make me happy. So I have those, and then just a bunch of slicers. I have a few plants of the atomic grape that are more of a grape-sized tomato.
Look at this one.
And they're
I'm gonna pull this one.
Ooh, we got one. We have one to pick. Is it good or is it rotten?
I'm not sure.
We've had several that have been not good on the vine. They've brought it on the vine.
Well, the vines hit the ground. It kind of...
Yeah. We have a few more that were close to ripe or blushing that we could pick.
Yeah. We need to come through and clean them up real good. This one I think is good. These two are no good.
Yep. Oh yeah.
But it might be good.
Oh, it'll be fine. We can let it ripen the rest of the way in the house.
Yeah.
Cool.
Look at the green vernissage.
Yeah, the green vernissage are good. They're they stay green, but they're really sweet. They're cool. Very cool tomatoes. So we have more tomatoes and more tomatoes.
And our first planting of corn.
We picked 2 ears the other day because some of them are ready, like they're really dried up, and some aren't. A lot of them aren't yet, and we just want to check them. And the 2 we picked did not have any worms, which we usually have a lot of worm issues in our corn. And then they were really sweet and really full. The ears were pretty full. One was less than the other, but one was like completely full. So we're really, really excited about this, and we were looking forward to being able to harvest it and see how we do. I think we're gonna go ahead and freeze the cobs, cut them down into individual little corn cobs, and just freeze them, vacuum seal them, and freeze them. And this is what I like to refer to as the hot mess express. This into the garden. We have a couple of squash plants in here. That one's really little because it's like basically not getting any sun. This one's doing really well. There may or may not be another one. I think there is down here, yeah. But it's not really, because of the sweet potatoes have taken over everything. All right, so our 2 sweet potato berms have done really well. On the surface, they look awesome. Hopefully under the ground, we're getting big and beautiful sweet potatoes. But
I sure hope.
We hope. We don't really know. We've never done sweet potatoes successfully.
This much experience with sweet potatoes.
Success. So, and then we have a few squash plants we threw in over there, and they're starting to produce and doing really well so far.
Pretty soon, this corn will either make it or it won't. We'll pull it out, feed the stalks to the cows, freeze the corn, and then these squash will get more sunlight, so they should really launch at that point.
And then we'll have room to put some stuff. We started seeds, but I think that they all end up dying. I don't know. Our seed starts.
I need to check.
Between getting dry, like it's been, the weather's been crazy.
Yeah.
So, we were doing broccoli and lettuce and
collard greens.
Collards, no cabbage because we had
kale,
celery.
Kale and celery. Yep.
I think that's about it. So yeah, we had that, and if they're not viable, those little seedlings will start some more.
We have time.
We have time, and then we'll put them in over here as we have time.
And then the other beans will come out too, so we can put them there.
Yeah, we have the bigger beans. They'll probably be another week or 2.
Yep.
Hopefully, they look good. So anyway, we need to go check our other melon patch.
That's right.
So let's go up the hill. Okay, we are up here in our melon patch, and it is kind of absolutely out of control, in a good way.
Except for the weeds all around the edges, but it's okay.
The weeds or whatever. But we have the landscape fabric down, so we don't have weeds in with the melons. So
this is awesome.
Yeah, this was the best idea for this ever. So anyway, we have been picking, we had 3 of these ripe, I believe, and these are the Minnesota midget melons. We got them from M.I. Gardner.
They have great flavor.
Last year, and we really loved them, and they're really good. And we have tons of them in here.
We had great ideas to trellis them, but we never really got around to it.
Yeah, we didn't really trellis them.
Looks like we're trellising
some of our we're trellising
Cushaw pumpkins.
We're trellising weeds. Some of these plants are dying out. I don't know if the plants are just done or if they, what happened to them, why they're dying. But we're just letting these ripen on the vine and then getting them. We have the acorn squash plant right there. I think it has like 4 on them on it, which is great because it's the only one we have. We have some Cushaw pumpkins, which I don't know if you can see back in there.
Yep, right here's one, Jack.
Let's see if you can see that. I'm gonna try to traipse back in here a little bit, but I don't know. There's a couple of cantaloupes here. Yeah, there's a Cushaw. There's some.
Zoom in on it.
There are some sugar pie pumpkins in here. No, winter luxury pumpkins, I'm sorry, which are small pie pumpkins. And then we have watermelon down there.
We have lots of cantaloupes.
Yeah, there's several large.
All through here.
Cantaloupe.
All the way down.
Yeah, there's a bunch. There's several watermelon down there. We have lots of watermelon plants. I'm hoping we get a lot of watermelon.
Yes.
We picked 1 watermelon the other day. Haven't cut into it yet. We might do that today. I really love watermelon. And then we have the loofah gourds. I don't know, it's just
Sugar pie pumpkins.
No, they're winter luxury.
Oh, winter luxury, that's
pie
right.
Pumpkins. I keep saying sugar pie, but they're winter luxury.
You confused me, yeah.
So,
there's another cushaw over here.
Yeah, the cushaws are
It's like
crazy.
this big already.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you see it?
Yeah, I see it. It's huge. So we have lots going on in the melon garden and in the other garden, and we've been busy.
As you can see, time is, like, everything has just gotten out of hand as far as weeds. But thankfully, we put down this fabric because there's no weeds in here.
That's awesome.
So it's really working out well.
Yep, it's doing really well. So anyway, we hope you enjoyed our garden this month, and we're excited about next month. It'll change once again, be a lot of different things. And don't forget to check out all the other channels who are collaborating with Homesteaders of America to bring you these awesome, fun garden tours. And I will link the playlist below.